This episode brought to you by Floors. They show up for you every morning when you get out of bed. If you need to stand, they are there for your feet. If you need to sit, they are there for your butt. There's nothing that Floors can't do for you and for your future. So get a floor now. Try exercising on it. Try resting on it. Try dancing on it. A floor doesn't mind. It's the silent supporter to all your hopes and dreams. So get a floor for you now and for your future. That's Floors. Use the promo code HannahTheHuman to get $10 off your next floor. Floors, the foundation for our present to launch us into our future. Let's hit that theme song. Oh, nice. We're going for, existential vibes. Hannah. Hannah the human. I can get down with it. Get down with it. Get down with it. Thanks to a floor, I am seated comfortably recording this podcast. I am in Idaho, coming to you from Idaho. I have driven across the country, Iowa to Idaho. That's a tongue twister. That's a confusion for the brain. Ohio, Iowa, Idaho, what? Had to take a break and sip my tea really quick. I'm using yesterday's tea bag to get a little bit more daily detox in. And that little paper part at the top of your tea bag connected to the string that has those little, inspirational quotes like flowers, the stars of the earth, or whatever. Well, this one says the difference between a flower and a judgment is a weed. That's one of my favorite ones. But anyway, back to me sitting on the floor, coming to you not live, but from Iowa. No, Idaho. Oh, see, it's so confusing. Anyway, I'm here in the northwest of the United States of America. It's a rainy day. The mountains are gorgeous, hidden by white fluffy clouds that are also gray. So I guess they're gray and white fluffy clouds. And the sunlight tries to peer through the fog and the clouds. But honestly, we need the rain. The rain is good. The leaves are green. The evergreens, of course, are green because they are evergreen. And the creeks are rushing. The creeks are gorgeous. I saw multiple bald eagles since I've been here. I mean, this is America, folks. Land of the free, home of the small towns. And I am in one. Clark Fork, Idaho. I think it's a population of 550. And I am spending the summer with my dad. He owns a store and he lives above it. I mean, can we get more classic America than that? No, we can't. No, we cannot. I am living a Norman Rockwell painting, folks. But I just wanted to check in with you all 7 of you who listen regularly to this. I've been just thinking, do I really want to keep doing this podcast every week? Now that I'm sitting down doing the podcast, I'm like, this is wonderful. I love talking. I love podcasting. And at the same time, I feel like I don't have much to say because it takes time and experience and whatever to build up quality stuff to communicate, I feel like it was easy to have great podcasts at the beginning of starting this podcast because, I hadn't been podcasting at all. And so everything that I've been wanting to say on a podcast, I could just say it, And now I have to get more stuff to say, and maybe that takes time. Maybe doing a podcast every week is going for quantity over quality. And at the end of the day, I'd rather do and give quality than quantity. So quack, quack, quack. That's where my brain's at right now. Maybe I feel this way though because I've been on the road for over a week. Now I'm not on the road, but basically I left on a Thursday and then I drove from Iowa up to Michigan, spent Memorial Day weekend up there, and then drove up north in Michigan to the Upper Peninsula, where kind of Lake Huron meets Lake Michigan, drive over a bridge. It's called the Mackinac City Bridge, I'm pretty sure. And then you're in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and that touches Lake Superior on the north and Lake Michigan on the south. And then if you keep driving that to the west, eventually it'll connect to Wisconsin. So that's what I did, and then went into northern Minnesota, got to see some old friends of mine, and then drove through Minnesota, through North Dakota, through Montana. Is Montana after North Dakota? Yeah. And then into Idaho. So, and I finally arrived at my dad's place in Idaho a week after I had left Iowa. So I got there on Thursday evening. And it is now Monday, and I am recording this to be released on Tuesday, less than 24 hours from now. This will be live on the interwebs. So, maybe I'm just feeling overwhelmed because my life has been on vacation and road trip and craziness for over a week. But I also do feel like there's some truth or something to this concept of maybe not doing as many podcasts so that they're of higher quality. So all that to say, I think the next episode will be released 2 weeks from today. We'll see how that goes. And since, I'm talking and podcasting right now, I might as well talk about something. The honest truth is I just can't bear to, see a podcast episode that's under 20 minutes. It's just not the vibe I'm going for when people scroll through my podcasts. All those people scrolling through saying, what is Hannah the Human? I can't have it say 6 minutes next to a podcast episode. That's just not my style. But I also do have something I want to share, just kind of a few things that I got from my recent road trip and travelings and all of that. One of them is just an encouragement to delight in the, delight in the people around you, the ones that you are surrounded by, the ones that you love, the ones that you have chosen, or maybe just life has chosen for you, your coworkers, the person at the cash register, your family, your friends. I mean, it was just so wonderful getting to be around tons of different groups of people and, out in Michigan, some different people that I'm, becoming more friends with and some who I've known for a while. And then to be in Minnesota, I drove through Park Rapids, the town that I lived near like 12 minutes outside of during my high school years, or a chunk of them, kind of age 12 through 16, lived up there by Park Rapids, Minnesota. And it was just so cool to see. I stopped by the way, if you're ever in Park Rapids, please do go to Bella Cafe or 3rd Street Market. It's owned by Kathy and Tom, and they are the best. And it was just so cool to give Kathy a hug and see her after I haven't seen her in 8 years, I think. And she remembers me as the teenage girl who'd sell eggs to her or come in and, get a coffee-free drink that had tons of whipped cream. What was it called? Something freeze. It wasn't the brain freeze. It was the other one. Anyway, I get that drink, and it's so cool to see people that I guess what I'm saying is it's awesome how life is so layered, how there's connections in all these different ways. And I just encourage everyone, as I was encouraged myself, when you pause and consider who you're connected to or who's in front of you and the people in your life, it'll blow you away. Like, so much gratitude. There's so much love. There's so much connection available. Because then I, drive across the country, and I remember I stopped at this truck stop and I wanted some internet to download some videos, some movies to watch. And I go into this truck stop and ask them, hey, do you guys have internet? Yes, you do. And just the kindness of those people there and how they, sold me an iced coffee or whatever I bought. And And then I'm, hanging out, cleaning my face, brushing my teeth, getting ready for bed in the bathroom. And there's other people who come in and come out. And yeah, it's just cool, the kindness of people. And they are sitting there doing their job and just nodding to me and saying, thank you for stopping in. And, I gas up there and keep on driving. And then I get out here to Idaho and I go to a friend's birthday celebration. And we're just hanging out, eating good food. They have a sauna and a fresh, cold, spring-fed pool to jump in and cold plunge in. And I'm surrounded by people that are from a totally different community that I've met at different stages of my life. And yet I'm very connected to them as well. And I have people I'm meeting for the first time and people I've seen around different places, the store or work. And now I'm getting to know more, and people that have been my good friends for years. And life is good. Life is good. It's wonderful to slow down, to take a week off, to get out of your routine or your rut and get present to all the ways that life is wonderful. I'm actually going to name this podcast episode that, All the Ways That Life is Wonderful. And I've said about all I want to say, so this actually is going to be a short episode. But of course, we cannot end a Hannah the Human podcast without a creative moment. So I'm going to read to you something that I actually just stumbled on. I was looking through my email, and I came across an email I sent to myself back when I worked for the pharmaceutical company. I know that because the email is signed Clinical Document Specialist with the Ultragenyx Pharmaceutical fancy logo. So I'm going to read that because it just stopped me in my tracks as I was reading it right now. And so might as well read it for you. It's a little thing called We Finish Just to Start Again. Plant a little garden for me. Weed the rows and water every day. Feel the ground deep and rich. Collect it in the cracks of your hands. Store it up for when the garden grows, when it blossoms, when it ripens. Then cut down the green we planted. Share it, eat it, give it away, till all you have are empty hands with the dirt stored in the cracks, reminding us we'll plant again. We finish just to begin. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night or day whenever you're listening to this. And peace out.